checking up, and the Huskies will receive to start the game.
Welcome to Lakeview High School under the Friday night lights of Richard Black Stadium, where tonight we have a MAC White battle between your Lakeview Huskies and the Blue Devils of Grosse Pointe South. This is for the MAC White Championship. 5-1, 4-0 in the MAC White, meaning that this game is for the MAC White Championship. The winner of this game will be the undisputed MAC White champions. The loser will be in second place. Both teams want to hang that banner in their gymnasium. Lakeview taking over at their own 23. Jimmy Szymanski, one of the heroes of last week's homecoming game, is under center. 73. Slight movement there on the line of scrimmage. It's Mason. That's Malik Mason there. Jumped a little bit on the cadence. Offensive line starters for tonight. Tight end Vincent Tringali. Left tackle Vincenzo Pizzo getting the start. John Klein at guard. McCabe at center. Bobby Clark, right guard. Right tackle Malik Mason. Right tight end David Asaghetti. Injury report, Jacob Snell out today. Pizzo getting the start. 1st and 15. Szymanski under center. This ball's going off to Brandon Harris off the right side.
Brandon Harris, the ball carrier.
Only going to get a couple. Brought down by number 18, Alexander Rothus. Last week, Lakeview had some trouble getting the ball going on the ground. 98 yards. They average over 300 yards per game on the ground. Last week, we were only able to muster up 98, but they found some success in the passing game. Wondering what tonight's going to look like. Coaches were talking. If they want to go with whatever's working. That's the philosophy of Lakeview football. Szymanski hands his ball off the left side to Brandon Harris. Fights and fights and fights and breaks a few tackles. Gains a few. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Last week, Jimmy Szymanski, 3rd-string quarterback, had to come in after starter Gavin McKee was hobbled with an ankle injury. Backup Keontae Wolf was also hobbled. Jimmy Szymanski came in the second quarter and led Lakeview to a come-from-behind victory in the closing minutes and then an eventual overtime victory. Tied it up in the last few minutes. Overtime victory. Here we go at 3rd and 8. This ball is being run up the middle hard. It's Aiden Daniels. Going to get a couple. Not going to get that 1st down yardage. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 6, and we see the punt unit come out. Not the way the Huskies want to start on their first drive. Back to punt for Lakeview, Andrew Medvedik, one of the heroes of last week's homecoming game as well. He kicked that field goal through to put it in overtime. He also serves as our punter. Grosse Pointe South standing at their own 40. Medvedik's going to shift to the right. Short punt. That ball's not going to get too far. Takes a Grosse Pointe South bounce, and Grosse Pointe South is going to start their first drive inside Lakeview's 40 at the 36-yard line. So this is just the way Grosse Pointe South would probably draw it up. 3 and out, short punt. Start on your opponents inside their 50. Number 7, under the quarterback for Grosse Pointe South, Jack Lupo, working out of the pistol formation. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. 1 man in the backfield. Hands his ball going up the middle. Gets about 5 or 6. Surge pushed by the offensive line of Grosse Pointe South. Lakeview had a slow start last week. Yeah, they hit the first touchdown, but they had a slow start on defense. Lance Cruz was able to run the ball for over 150 yards last week, and his defense showed up in the fourth quarter, so we're looking to pick up from where we left off in that fourth quarter. Grosse Pointe South, a balanced offense. Do a little bit of everything. Lupo's got the keeper. He's going to split the seams. He's going to stiff arm his man at the 5. Couple flags come out. A little read option. He decided to keep it himself. Worked off the left tackle. Seas parted. He saw nothing but green, and he was running towards that end zone. Stiff-armed a man at the 5-yard line. Kind of a violent-looking tackle, waiting on the call from the referee. It's going to be a face mask against Lakeview. That's going to bring the ball a little bit closer to the end zone, half a distance to the goal. These defensive linemen are going to have to step up tonight. Asaghetti, Gorman, Klein, Watkins, Winston at the linebacker, Maeda as a linebacker, Pendleton as a linebacker. In the back, safeties, Messenger, McCurdy, corners, Latimer and Wolf. Grosse Pointe South from inside the 5. Walking in, basically untouched. Number 35, Lex Wilson. That was just a power run. And here we are, 8:40 left in the first quarter, just less than 4 minutes off the clock. And Grosse Pointe South strikes first, 6-0. We've been here before. Lakeview in the last few weeks they've been in this position here before where they've been down. Coach Threed and the staff going to have to rally the troops. Grosse Pointe South running out the player for extra point here. Trying to extend their lead, see if he can hit this extra point. Number 17 for Grosse Pointe. Puts it straight through. That's kicker C.J. Rosati puts that through. Gives Grosse Pointe South a 7-0 lead. So we're going to have to find what works for us tonight. Last year, these two teams met. It was a back-and-forth battle. These two are MAC White division foes. Last year, Grosse Pointe South beat Lakeview 20-16. Lakeview had a lot of success on the ground. In fact, in that game, they had a chance to win the game in the last few minutes. They were driving the ball. They drove the ball all the way down inside the Grosse Pointe South 15. Unfortunately, last year, put the ball on the ground a few times. Penalties. That drive stalled out inside the 10-yard line. Time ran out on them. Grosse Pointe South won that game 20-16. Grosse Pointe South has been undefeated in the MAC White since joining the MAC White in 2021. Kicker drives this ball deep to Brendan Harris. Brandon Harris trying to find a hole. Stays on his feet. Gets to about the 25.
Brandon Harris with the return. Out close to the 25-yard line. That'll be first down.
In 2021, Grosse Pointe South was in 2020, they were in the MAC Red. 2021, they joined the MAC White. They're 9-0 in the MAC White since joining. Had a scare against Lakeview last year, but they were victorious. Lakeview trying to give them their first blemish. This is for the MAC White championship. See if Lakeview can answer. Szymanski, 3 backs. Hands his ball, running left. Brandon Harris breaking a few tackles, but going to get tackled for a loss. Kept bouncing that ball left. Good pursuit by the Blue Devils. Trying to stay true to their run game here. Last week was kind of an anomaly. The run game wasn't working. Had to go to the air. Jimmy Szymanski had 101 passing yards. Gavin McKee had 124 passing yards last week. Got to see what's working for us here. 2nd down and 12. Up the middle. Stout through the middle are the Blue Devils. Lakeview's ran 5 plays. Haven't gained anything yet. They've kept it on the ground. Wonder if they're going to put it in the air here. Jimmy Szymanski again last week came in. He threw the ball 7 times. Went 4 for 7 for 101 yards and a touchdown. Before that, McKee was in the game. He also threw the ball 8 times. 4 completions for 124 yards. and a touchdown. Did have 2 interceptions. Szymanski gets the start tonight. He's going to keep this little play action, looking for a screen pass over to Eric Simmons. Number 24, he makes a nice catch. He's able to turn it up. Gain about 7 or 8. Is short of the first down. This brings up a big decision by the staff of Lakeview. Down a touchdown in the first quarter. That last punt didn't flip the field.
4th down and 3.
Looks like they're going to keep the offense on. Had a wholesale shift change there. Different look here for the, here comes the punter. Here comes Andrew Medvedik running on late. This is our punt unit. Back deep for Grosse Pointe South, number 25, Wyatt Hepner. Medvedik from his own 25. Gets that ball good height. This one's a little bit more distance here. This one takes a Lakeview bounce. And it'll be down at about the 35-yard line.
Huskies down the ball at the Blue Devil 35. It'll be 1st down and 10, Grosse Pointe South.
So you wonder here, early in the game, if this second drive of the game, it's important to get a stop here. High-powered offense. This is a 2-time defending champ, Grosse Pointe South. They got their eyes set on a 3rd MAC White title. Lakeview comes in knowing this game's going to be tough, but Lakeview has played some incredible football as of late, and they want a piece of this MAC White title. Lupo from the pistol. Toss to his left. This guy, number 5, able to break some tackles here, running through arm tackles. Number 5, Agnon. Matt Agnon for Grosse Pointe South. Ran hard for 9 yards. They're going no huddle, up tempo. 2 wide left, 1 receiver wide right. That ball is going to be a draw right up the middle. Looks like he gained 1.5 yards, but that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Haven't seen too many teams play up tempo. Now they go to a huddle. So Grosse Pointe South, this is showing off why they're a good team. They're able to bounce back and forth. Different philosophies here, different tactics. Had to pick up a yard, went to the no huddle. Catch the defense, maybe off guard. Lupo looking left. Little out route. That ball is caught by the big tight end, number 88. Hunter Bellinger. Got a lot of receptions on the year. I was talking to Coach Threet. He said they got a big boy tight end. He's the real deal. He ran a nice route there. Picked up a 1st down. Great throw by Lupo. Had a lot of zip on that ball. Lakeview's got to make a negative play here. Got to get something going in your favor. Lupo looking to pass. Pressure by Asaghetti. This ball, almost picked off by number 15, Jason Messenger. If he would have picked that ball off, he would have maybe taken that one to the house. That's what a little pressure will do to you. David Asaghetti gets in the backfield. Speeds up the mental clock of Lupo. Has to throw it on the run. Number 15 had a shot at that. Jason Messenger off his hands, but a pass deflection. 2nd down and 10. Lupo toss left to number 5, Agnon. He's going to get ridden out of bounds by number 23, McCurdy. Gain of 9. So that toss plays work 2 times. Agnon's a hard runner, number 5. Last week, both teams won last week. Grosse Pointe Blue Devils, 49-7 victory over Henry Ford. Lakeview on homecoming night, 29-23 victory on homecoming night over Lands Crews in overtime. Sets up this battle of 2 undefeated teams. Oh my! Number 5 comes through. Gary Winston comes through untouched. Wraps up. You could hear that hit from up here. That's going to be a tackle for loss. Brings up a 4th down and 3. Huge hit by Gary Winston in the backfield. Wonder what Grosse Pointe South's going to do. Lupo still out there going into a huddle. Huge play here. That was a huge tackle by Gary Winston. Was 3rd and 1. Now it's 4th and 3. Quick to the line. Bunch set. Straight handoff to number 35. And it looks like he's going to plunge ahead. Needed 3, got 4 or 5. It's going to move the change for the Blue Devils.
Gary Winston on the tackle for the Huskies.
So you saw them go almost like a goal line type formation. They had no receivers there. Everybody was tight. And they just ran power football. Were able to pick up the 3 yards. Lupo, sweep left. That ball's not going to go far. Good job by the Huskies. Midline. Defensive lineman got to stack those gaps. Linebackers got to come up and fill. Gain of 2. Big Malik Mason running off the field. In comes Jason Messenger. Maybe more of a coverage team here. Lupo, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, 1 in the backfield. Looking left, has a man. Guy shoves off a little bit. Good coverage there by number 2, Corian Lattimore. Corian Lattimore, good speed. Definitely has the number 11 for Grosse Pointe South. Carter Richards looks to have maybe 6 to 8 inches on Corian, but he would match him step for step. A little bit of hand jockeying on that play. Corian fought through the hand jockeying. Tough catch for number 11. Brings up a big 3rd and 8 here inside Lakeview territory, inside their 30 at the 28. 4 receivers. Brings number 1 in motion. Lupo looks to swing pass to number 1. Makes a nice catch. Good gang tackling there by McCurdy. Good way to wrap up there. Carl Johnson and Terrell McCurdy tag team there on that tackle. Make sure he didn't get to the marker. It's going to bring up another 4th down. Man, big 4th down plays here in the first quarter. This one's not a 4th and 3. This one's a 4th and 5. Grosse Pointe South going to go for it, not bringing out their field goal unit. Lupo's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Lakeview bouncing in and out of coverage. Asagetti. Moving left is Lupo. Finds his man 11. Ridden out of bounds by number 2. That's enough for a 1st down. Had a lot of time to throw there. He was able to move the pocket to his left. Find his receiver. Number 11, Carter Richards. Did a little stop route at about 6 yards. The ball was put on the money. That's all they needed. So big plays here. Lakeview down 7-0. Minute 30 left in the first quarter. It's flying by here. Lupo fakes the handoff. Now he's going to keep it himself. Ball is loose. Play is whistle dead. Oh, my. Early whistle. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. The referee called that play down. So it is a nice tackle, but that ball came out pretty quick. Quick whistle. They're going to call it dead. Was able to gain 4 on the play. Lakeview coaching staff didn't look too happy about that call. You don't see too many of those coaches get animated like that. Coach 3 usually pretty calm, but even Coach 3 was questioning that call. Was a gain of 4. Lupo, straight handoff to number 5. He's able to just put his head down. Gain another 4 yards, Matt Agnon. So we're seeing Grosse Pointe South move this ball, time of possession. They've had this ball basically the entire first quarter. Lakeview's ran 6 plays. Haven't picked up a first down. Grosse Pointe South has had the ball in Lakeview territory or just outside of Lakeview territory. This one's a kind of a slow, methodical drive. 10 seconds on the clock. Will they snap this ball before the first quarter comes to an end? Lupo from the pistol. Time's going to run out in the first quarter. We're going to switch sides here. Grosse Pointe South will now have to work into the wind a little bit, but they got the ball with a 3rd and 2 on the 8-yard line. After one quarter, that was a quick quarter. Lots of running game, lots of completed passes. After a quick first quarter, Grosse Pointe South has a 7-0 lead. So this is a huge game, folks. Lakeview is fighting to win a MAC White championship against a MAC White foe. These two teams have been at the top the last few years. Last year, Grosse Pointe won the MAC White, was able to beat Lakeview in that division battle. Lakeview last won a division, the MAC Gold, in 2010. Some of the players back then, quarterback Zeke Vicchio, Troy Hines, David Dobson, Latham Donald, to mention a few. 10. I was talking to him about that victory, and while that was sweet, they were co-champions with Clintondale and Warren Fitzgerald that year. They actually lost the last couple games in the league and won the league at 3-2. Still, it was a league championship. A lot to celebrate. This one would be incredible. If they could win tonight, they'd go 5-0, undefeated in the league, and they'd hang a banner in the gym, MAC White Champions 2023. They are down, though, 7-0, heading into the second quarter. This team, Grosse Pointe South, is undefeated for a reason in the MAC White for the last 2 years. Well-rounded Jack Lupo is going to bring his guys up quick. Again, that bunch formation, that power set. They're going to hand that ball again to number 35. Seems to be their short yard specialist. Lex Wilson plunges off that right guard and picks up a first down. It's going to be first down and goal. So when they get to that short yardage situation, they seem to do a quick huddle, rush up to the line, quick count. Number 35, we're going to see it again here. Number 35, off that right guard, just trying to move the line. That's a battle of will. It's a battle of the weight room. Lex Wilson, what a cool football name. Gained a yard there. Second and goal from the 7. Need these Lakeview Huskies here to make a big play, keep them out of the end zone. Lakeview's got their big boys in. It's lines against lines here. Lupo's going to keep this ball himself. Oh, there's nobody over there. Take a look. Yep. You look left, play action left. Look left, had nobody, threw right to a ghost man in the back corner of the end zone. Waiting to see. I was wondering who he's throwing that ball to. Had some pressure, I guess. You know, you wonder if they would talk about an intentional grounding. I don't know where that ball was going, but no flag. I'm a press box official. Brings up another huge play here. Third down and goal from just outside the 7. They're outside of the bunch formation. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield. Lakeview matching up accordingly. Gonna roll left as Lupo. Good pressure by Asaghetti. His ball's thrown up. Looks like it's on the ground. Incomplete pass. Ball was he tried to thread that ball between a few Lakeview defenders. It seemed to get there, hit some hands, fell safely to the turf. Incomplete pass.
Getting down and dirty on the coverage.
Defended by Terrell McCurdy, number 23. It will bring up a fourth down.
Blue Devils send out number 17.
Field goal unit comes out. Cjo Rosati, kicker for Grosse Pointe South. We have whistles. We have a movement by Grosse Pointe South.
False start against the offense.
Back them up 5.
Back them up 5.
You never know. You never know. We got the win. I'm up here in the press booth with Chris Kopke and Mr. Selby. Sitting next to me is my lovely wife. She's pointing out statistics for me. Wind is blowing through the press box. It looks like there's some wind out there on the field. CJ Rosati gets a good snap. He doesn't kick this ball well. It's off the bottom bar there, off the crossbar. Doink. That ball was not the way you want to kick the ball. It did not go end over end. Kind of had that sidewinder effect, that side spinner, and did not have the distance or the lift. Went off the crossbar, and that is a huge stop. You'll take a stop however you can get it. That 5 yards cost them. That same kick from 5 yards in would have crept over the crossbar. Big stop for Lakeview. Now they're back. Got to pick up some yards here. They've had 6 plays for nothing. 2 3-and-outs. Jimmy Szymanski hands this ball up the gut. Last year, lots of success up the middle against Grosse Pointe South. So far tonight, haven't gained much. But Lakeview does stay true. They try to wear and tear on the defensive line. Tire them out. Just a gain of 1 there. Lakeview has 3 ball carriers who average over 7 yards per carry. Tonight we haven't seen it yet. Szymanski gonna pass, stumbles a little bit, finds his man. Good catch over there on the right side.
Is complete to number 28, Aiden
Daniels with the catch.
Alexander Rothis with the tackle.
Gain of about 4 or 5, so a quick hitter there.
Like a gain of 3.
Cuts into that 10 yards a little bit. Would love to see a first down here. Again, three running backs who have over 7.5 yards per carry. Brandon Harris, Eric Simmons, Aiden Daniels. Played a couple big-time defenses last couple weeks. The running games are getting, they bring 9 in the box here. It's a little bit tougher these last couple weeks. We've got 9 guys in the box, couple free safeties. This ball's going to get bounced out by Brandon Harris. He's juking, doing a lot of sidestepping, not getting forward.
Gain of 1 is going to bring up
we know he's a game breaker if he can get loose.
Ball is marked at the 25-yard line.
Right there, had to kind of get his head down and maybe get north and south. Was going east and west, picked up a yard, but once again we have number 61 on, Andrew, and the punt coverage team to try to drive this ball deep. Feels like the wind might be in his favor, but a third and out. Third 3 and out for Lakeview is going to hurt him here. Give the ball back to Grosse Pointe South. Going to call upon your defense to make another stop. Good snap. Andrew takes his time. Gets this one up in the wind. This ball is going to be fielded at the 42 by number 25, Wyatt Hepner. And a great solo tackle by Terrell McCurdy.
Wyatt Hepner on the return.
That's big. That's a big tackle there by Terrell. That saves some yardage. You worry about this defense. They've been on the field for several plays. They've been on the field basically the whole game. It's where that endurance kicks in. We got a beautiful night. It's October 6th, 64 degrees. This is football weather. Crowd wearing neon. It's neon night in the student section. They look aglow over there. Got to give them something to cheer about here. This ball's handed off left. Stacked up at the line, real nice. Big number 54, John Klein. Wrapped him up from behind and a host of other Huskies. Malik Mason, number 73, big fella in there. Part of that line. Running off right here, Asa Getty and Tucker Weddle.
Joe McLotty, the ball carrier brought down by number 35.
Got a couple power run games here. Again, Grosse Pointe South. Most of the time they all operate with 3 or 4 receivers, spread it out. Trying to hit that one gap, trying to get to the second level. Coach Kalea and the defensive staff well prepared for Grosse Pointe South. Watching a lot of tape this week. Lupo out of the pistol. 3rd down and 5. Getting forced to his right. He sets, finds his man. Number one staying on his feet. Found a spot in that zone. Going to get called dead there. He stays on his feet. Vince Vachon with the reception. Lupo did a nice job of buying some time, rolling out right. Set, fired. Vachon with the reception. Need a little pressure on Lupo. A couple times they've pressured him. He's made some questionable decisions, but when he's got time to find his man, got a nice arm here. One back. This ball's handed right. Following that lead blocker. Not much.
Joe Michelotti, the ball carrier, brought down by Tucker Weddle.
Big Devin Watkins, Tucker Weddle in there.
Devin Watkins in on that tackle as well.
So we're doing a good job on the runs up the middle here. It's these toss plays. It's the rollout plays. Got to contain the edges here. Looking for our defensive ends, David Osagetti, Kyle Gorman to make some plays. Outside linebackers, Pendleton and Myatt. Myatt had a huge game last week on offense and defense. There he is, number 7 on the right side outside linebacker, Gary Winston with the pink sleeve creeping up. Lupo back to pass, has a lot of time. Now he's going to get flushed out to the right. Going to try to make something out of this Tucker Weddle. He's able to make something out of it. Tucker Weddle did a nice job of keeping him in front. He is able to gain a few yards. Good coverage in the secondary. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Grosse Pointe South from the Lakeview 33. 5:30 on the clock. In comes Jason Messenger. Kind of our speed package here. Coverage package. Big number 88, the big tight end for Grosse Pointe South. Lines off the left side of the line. 2 receivers out left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield. Lupo looking right, pumps right, gonna throw right. Overthrows his man.
Pass is incomplete.
Good coverage there by Keontae Wolf. Keontae Wolf missed the last 2 games with a bad ankle. Good to see him back out there in coverage. You can see it taped up. He's got a couple huge interceptions this year. Wasn't fooled by that pump fake. Lupo looked right, never looked off his one receiver to the right. He ended up throwing right, so maybe something to look at if you're a defensive coach. So far it looks like he's looking at one read and staying on that one read. Another huge 4th down play. 4th down and 6. Let's go Lakeview. Looking left. Lupo gonna run left. He's gonna have room. He's gonna pick up the 1st down. He's gonna be ran out of bounds. But that quarterback keeper has been there. Lupo does a nice job of seeing when the pocket's collapsing, when things get pushed to the middle. He's finding the edge. He's making something, gaining some yards with his feet. Got to get that contained. That will be a 1st down. No huddle here for Grosse Pointe South. High snap. Good job by Lupo bringing it in. Hands the ball up to number 4. He runs into the referee, and it looks like he will be tackled. Huge gain, though, up the middle. Basically untouched through the middle.
With another Blue Devil 1st down.
Lakeview, the beneficiary of him maybe running into the official. Got held up for a second. Here comes that bunch formation. That quick snap. The plunge by the quarterback. There is a flag thrown by the outside official. They try to go quickly. They were on the 1-yard line. Lupo pushed it in behind his center, but that touchdown will be called back. motion by the offense. Now it's going to be first down and goal from the 6-yard line. Got a little bit ahead of themselves, tried to rush that play. Somebody moved on the offensive line. Still, first down and goal from the 6. Lakeview has barely had this ball in the first half. We're down to 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Lakeview did receive the ball to start the game. They've had 3 3-and-outs. Slow drives, a lot of run plays here for Grosse Pointe South has really drained the clock. And we got a first down and goal, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Lupo rolling right. We got another whistle, this time by the near side official. And we got more motion or an illegal formation. One of the two. It's going to push them back 5.
False start against the offense once again. It's going to back them up another 5.
So Grosse Pointe South's coaches can't be too happy.
It's going to be first down and
Coach
goal
Chad
from the
Hebner had
11
first and goal at the 1. 2 penalties, brings it back. First and goal at the 11. Lakeview's got to make them pay for these mistakes. Keep them out of the end zone. Maybe induce another field goal attempt into the wind. First down and goal. Lupo looking left, throws it up a little.
Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Pass to number 11 up the left side. Did a little stutter on his man, got behind his man. And that's a touchdown for Carter Richards. Lupo to Richards. Little fade pattern up that left side. Lost his coverage, and that was an easy toss and catch. Probably practiced that all summer, all fall here. They've been practicing that throw for that situation, and touchdown Grosse Pointe South. Extra point is up and through. 14-0, the Blue Devils over the Huskies in this Mac White battle. 3:40 left in the first half. Well, this is going to really be a make or break moment here. It's only the first half. You got to think that Coach Threet and the coaching staff pleading to his guys. Guys, we got to have a drive here. It starts with this kick return last week when things were a little bit slow. Lakeview was down 2 scores. They were able to cut in that lead quickly with a 85-yard kickoff return touchdown by Brandon Harris. They do have speedsters back there. Myatt back, Brandon Harris back. Looking for a good kickoff return here. Ball is at the 40, kicking into the wind is Rosati. Blue Devils in all white. Lakeview in there, all grays with white helmets. This ball's caught up in the wind. Somebody's got to get on this ball. It's going to be McCurdy. Little miscommunication. He's going to stay on his feet, and he's going to be driven backwards and backwards and backwards. He will get forward progress to the 15, but that ball got caught up in the wind. Never got to Myatt. He did not come up and play it. McCurdy did not go backwards to play it. Landed in between. They looked at each other for a second. Eventually, McCurdy picked it up with his back to the play and was driven back. So, got to get something going here. Got to get the crowd into the game. This is a huge Mac White battle. This is for the championship. Winner will be the undisputed Mac White champion. This is week 7 of a 9-week season. Not to mention, whoever wins this game is automatically eligible for the playoffs. 6 wins gets you into the playoffs. Both teams come in tonight at 5-1, looking for their 6th win of the year. There is a flag on this play. Looks like that ball never got snapped to Szymanski while the entire line started moving. And that's going to back them up 5 yards. Lakeview has 2 more games left this year. Week 8, they will travel a couple miles to the north and take on Lakeshore. They will end the year with a away game at Berkeley. They would love to get this victory. A championship game, automatic bid to the playoffs. Got to get some offense here. Szymanski handing this ball through the middle, trying to hit that deception play. And we're just not seeing any holes to run through. Looking at some tape of Grosse Pointe South from last year, they play their defensive line heads up on our offensive linemen, face to face. Linebackers fill in the gaps. The edges last year were kind of where it was open. When you bring 9 guys in that box, play heads up. You know, might try to have to hit some on the edges here. Just have to get some yards. Got to get out of the shadow of our own end zone. Szymanski had a nice game throwing the ball, can throw it on the money, has great accuracy, going to keep this ball on the ground. This line is getting pushed, and there was a nice surge by the Lakeview offensive line. See a nice gain of about 8 there. Nothing fancy. Tucker Weddle running behind that left side. Got to get some chunks here. That left side. John Klein, Vincenzo Pizzo. Some big boys over there. 3rd down and 7.
3rd down and 7 for the Huskies.
They remain true to this 3-back set, double tight ends. Szymanski trying to get him to jump offside. He's going to hand this ball through the gut to Brandon Harris. He's going to get
Brandon Harris, the ball carrier.
few. Not enough for a 1st down. We haven't seen these chains move.
By the left side.
Man, we are a minute 30 left to go.
On the field called by the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils will actually call this timeout.
1:31 left.
Put the
in the first half.
making Coach 3 make a tough decision here.
For the Huskies.
Blue Devils would like to get this ball back and try to score one more time. We're sitting here at a minute 30 left to go in the first half. Lakeview has yet to record a 1st down. Very unlike them. They average over 300 yards per game on the ground. Ran into a stout defense last week against Lance Cruz. They did eventually, hit some big runs in that 4th quarter and overtime. But it was 3.5 quarters of grinding before they were able to see some success on the ground. Had to go to the pass game. Tonight we haven't seen any success on the ground. Hit a couple short passes.
Andrew Medvedev on to punt for the Huskies.
Coach Street, who is known to go for it on 4th downs,
Back to receive for the
has
Blue Devils.
Andrew Medvedev back to punt for his 4th time in the first half. 4 punts in the first half. Let's see if they actually punt. They have been known to fake it here and there. Trying to get Grosse Pointe to go off sides. They don't. Andrew, good punt, good spiral punt. That ball's going to land at about the 42.
Ball goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Take a 1-yard kick out of bounds. Grosse Pointe is going to take this ball over at their own 41 with 2 timeouts and a minute 23 left to go. You do not want to go into halftime down 3 possessions. Coaching staff for Lakeview getting on their defensive team here. Got to keep this game a two-possession game. We got Coach Good over there, Coach Grimm, Coach Kedro, Liska, Lovett, McCain, Cannell, Richendaler, Wise, head coach 3. You can hear him yelling from here, trying to get that defense situated. We got 4 receivers. One of those spread looks. Swing pass out to number 22. He's able to put his foot in the ground. Knee goes down, gain of nothing.
Lead to number 22,
Jackson Rybicki on that. No huddle here for Grosse Pointe South. Up tempo. Doing their 1-minute routine here. Minute 3 left on the clock. Lupo's going to take this snap. Rolling right. Being chased here by a couple Huskies. Throws that ball up for grabs. That ball is incomplete. In coverage, it's Jason Messenger.
On the coverage.
Looking for that number 1 for
3rd down and 10.
Grosse Pointe South. Vince Vachon already has 1 touchdown. So they really like to throw this ball up the sideline. Get their speed. It seems like the last few weeks as I've been watching Lakeview football, they They like to try to go on this man coverage. These opposing offenses like to try to pick on Corian Latimer or Keontae Wolf or Carl Johnson. Just kind of throw that fade up the sideline. That time, Corian was able to keep his hands off his man. Get an incompletion, 3rd down and 9. Lupo looking to pass. He's looking over the center this time. Again, a deep ball. Overthrown. We're seeing just 4 receivers, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. 2 on the inside are running, I guess, skinny flies kind of towards the middle of the field. The 2 on the outside are running these flare patterns out the outside. Lupo's trying to find his man and throw these deep balls, trying to hit these quick hitters. Something to keep in mind if you're jotting down what pass plays Grosse Pointe South is running here. Not a lot of crossing routes, a lot of deep balls here. Lakeview will get the ball back. This ball is going to be punted by Rosati. This ball gets caught up into the wind, lands at the 30, going to stay at about the 30. Lakeview will take over at about the 30 with 42 seconds to go.
Husky 29-yard line, 1st down and 10 Huskies.
You wonder if they try to open the playbook, down 2 scores. Do they just keep the ball on the ground, or they try to hit a deep pass? Lakeview stays true to that tight formation. Have seen him every once in a while throw a couple receivers out wide. Szymanski comes in, calls out the play. Three backs, double tight, 42 seconds on the clock. Ball looks like it's dropped, fumbled snap, picked up by Szymanski. He's going to lunge forward for nothing. That play doesn't get us anything. Clock is rolling now. That might change your philosophy. Doesn't look like Lakeview's in a hurry. Szymanski running all the way over to the sideline to get the play call from Coach 3. Aiden Daniels coming off. We're sitting here at 10 seconds. Will Lakeview run the last play, or will they just take this to the half, down 2 scores? Szymanski hands the ball through the middle. That's their best run of the day. Eric Simmons gets about 11 yards.
And that's the end of today's first half.
Good news is that will go in the record books or the stat books as a 1st down. Unfortunately, it took the last play of the first half for Lakeview to record their first down. So, strange situation for Lakeview to be in. Not that they're down 2 scores. They can come back from being down 2 scores. They know the importance of tonight's game, but they have not gotten anything going on the ground. That was their best run, a 9-yard run, 10-yard run there by Eric Simmons. Other than that, a lot of 2- and 3-yard runs. Going to have to find some way to open it up on the ground. Lakeview runs into the locker room first. Grosse Pointe South will head in second. The marching band taking the field. The dance team ready to take the field. So we're 1 half into the books. Week 7, MAC White battle, 14-0. Grosse Pointe South right now on top of Lakeview. When we come out, Grosse Pointe South will be receiving the football. So as halftime festivities come to an end, teams are taking the field. Lakeview is down 14-0 in this MAC White battle under the lights of Richard Black Stadium on a Friday night. This may be the last half of football played on this stadium field. Renovations will be done in the spring to this turf, to this stadium, to Richard Black Stadium. Lakeview would love to have a turnaround of a second half here and have a storybook ending for this stadium. They are down 2 touchdowns against a powerful Grosse Pointe South team. Both teams come in at 5-1. Both teams have lost to MAC Red opponents. Lakeview losing to Stevenson 36-6. Week 2, Grosse Pointe South lost to Anchor Bay 21-7. identical records coming in, both undefeated in the MAC White, and this is a winner-take-all battle for the MAC White. Lakeview has not gotten anything going offensively in the first half. You wonder if they're going to have to open up the playbook, misdirection, gadget plays. They're going to have to make the use of every possession here. Special guest on the sideline. Big news is that Detroit Lions running back David Montgomery is on the Lakeview sideline. Came out to catch an awesome football game. Maybe he can go by and tap the helmets of the running backs of the offensive line, get some of that Lions juju, get this running game going. Because right now we had one first down on the ground in that first half. Maybe we can have a little Montgomery effect. We do have to kick the ball off here. Medvedik from his own 40 gets this ball caught up in the wind. It's a short kick. Fielded at the 25. Grosse Pointe South by number 25. Ball is loose.
Hefner on the return.
Hefner put that ball on the ground, but Grosse Pointe South was quick to fall on it. Lakeview will start on defense. Despite giving up a lot of yards in the first half, Grosse Pointe was only able to punch it in twice. They had short fields. Lakeview's defense has been battling. They've been battling all night. They're going to have to try to get a stop here to start this third quarter. Lakeview has made the playoffs the last 5 seasons. Grosse Pointe South has made the playoffs the last 8 seasons. The winner of this game, automatic bid to the playoffs. There's that sweep to the right. Number 4, Byron. Wrong name. Joe Michelotti for Grosse Pointe South with that sweep. And just like that, to start the game, they ran that little pitch pass, pitch out for a first down. They pick one up here to start the second half. 1st and 10 from the 45. Lupo from the pistol, 2 receivers left. High snap, corrals it. Ball's handed off, ran left. He's going to gain about 3. Good job by that linebacker crew. John Klein pulling him back from behind. Gary Winston. Michelotti on the carry. Walk by Coach Threet and the staff. They had a closed door meeting there in the locker room, but it was calm. Coach Threet tries to stay calm through the big wins, through the losses, through the close games. Even last week when it was a overtime victory, he was very cool and calm in the closing minutes. So he's not too stressed being down 2 scores. But they're trying to slow down this run game of Grosse Pointe South. Pitch out to the left to number 4 to Michelotti. He is able to gain about 5. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2. That first half was a story of time of possession. I don't have all the stats in front of me, but I do know Grosse Pointe South ran numerous plays, a lot of plays. Lakeview, a handful of plays. And, man, they were on the field a long time, that Lakeview defense, trying to get off this field here. Tight formation, that bunch formation, that quarterback keep. You're seeing that a lot in football. I think the Philadelphia Eagles have perfected this play. The bring the big boys in, the quarterback keeper. You are now allowed to, I think, push that quarterback a little bit from the backside. So when it's short yardage situation, if you have the big boys, you can pick that up at a pretty high percentage. Lakeview's only been allowing teams to convert on 3rd downs 31% of the time, but tonight it's been a different story. Grosse Pointe South has converted on many 3rd and 4th downs. 3 receivers right. There's that swing pass to number 1. Seeing a lot of the same plays that you saw in the first half. Good coverage, though, even though it's a short pass. They were able to corral him pretty quickly. Vince Vachon was able to pick up a couple. They put those 3 receivers out. They do that bubble screen. Lots of bubble screens, lots of pitch outs here. So Lakeview is definitely taking notes here. Again, this is one of those methodical drives here. Running time off the clock, gaining 2 and 3 yards at a time. Lakeview's got to get a tackle for a loss here. Lupo looking to pass, being pursued. He finds his big tight end, number 88. He is a big fella. He's able to turn that ball up the field a little out route from his tight end position. Ball thrown on the money by Lupo. It's Hunter Bellinger, number 88. Looks like a tight end. Big shoulder pads, old school tight end. Big shoulder pads, a load to bring down. He's got a couple receptions tonight. It's about a time where we need a deflection. We need a ball on the ground. Something to change the fate of tonight. Crowd dressed in neon, waiting for something to pump them up. There's the pitch out right. They got 3 receivers right. They just all power block. Number 4 gets the corner, gets the edge. Able to run this for about 15 yards. Michelotti. Simple philosophy there. 3 bunch receivers. Pitch that way.
12-yard line.
Follow the power blocks of those receivers. Contain the edge there by the outside tackle. And so the edge is hurting us here. Not so much through the middle. And once again, we got Grosse Pointe driving into the red zone. Lupo standing at the Lakeview 12. 3 receivers left. Will they do the same play to the left? They do that swing look. They're going to throw it right. Looks like he made that catch, tiptoed in on the sideline. Good catch over there. Good hard throw by Lupo. Grosse Pointe South is able to just run their plays to perfection here. They're picking up 5, 6, 7 yards with every play, using the clock. And now we're on the doorstep here of another touchdown. Can Lakeview make another goal line stand? Last time they were the beneficiary of a couple penalties that pushed Grosse Pointe South back to a field goal attempt that eventually failed. We're first and goal from right around the 1-yard line. Just outside the one. That ball's going to be handed out to Michelotti. He's going to be able to turn the corner, find the pylon, score a 3rd touchdown. Not able to contain these outside runs here to start the second half. Grosse Pointe South is racking up yards on the ground and through the air. Very balanced here. That brings the score to 20-0.
Michelotti to hold.
Michelotti to hold, Rosati to try to punch it through. The crowd is pretty quiet over here. In the Lakeview crowd, looking good. They came out to support their team. Down 3 scores here with 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Huskies of Lakeview.
Going to have to answer. It can be done. We've seen this team play some really excellent football. Week 3, a heavy underdog to Roseville. They executed a perfect game plan to win against Roseville. They went on the road. Had some awesome road victories against the Utica Chieftains and Henry Ford. Last week was an incredible game to record their 5th win of the year. Homecoming night against the Lancers of L'Anse Creuse. Tough game, it was a battle, but man, they had an incredible 4th quarter. This game's been rough, it's been tough here. Not much has went our way, but there is still about 20 minutes to go of game time. And if we can get the crowd into this game, Coach Street was really excited to be playing this game at home. The kids knew the importance of the ball. Squibb to number 3, Carl Johnson.
Carl Johnson on the return.
He makes a nice play on the ball. Gets as many yards as he can, and that's going to be decent field position for the Huskies to start this possession at their own 38-yard line. And now we have to get something going. Will anything change with the offense? Will they have to try some unique things here? We do see number 8, Anthony Aguilera, coming in. He had some big catches last week. Sometimes plays out of that wideout position, sometimes a big tight end. Let's see where Aguilera lines up here. Gonna go right tight end. Still in that 3-back look. Szymanski still under center. Looking to have a positive first play here. Ball's gonna be handed up the middle, and there's just so many guys in that box. There's nowhere to run. Gaps are being filled. There's guys falling. Can't get through that first line.
Eric Simmons, the ball carrier.
Eric Simmons with a gain of 1. Gavin McKee, starting quarterback for the first 5 games, really first six games. Hobbled last week, had to come out after the first half. Still a little bit hobbled. This was a game time decision. Szymanski's been under center. He's only put the ball in the air a few times. Again, a run up the middle. That's Eric Simmons getting loose.
Eric Simmons breaking free.
First time we've gotten loose tonight. That ball, you know, a little deception. That ball was, again, right up the middle. We found a hole there. Eric Simmons able to gain about 16 yards with a good run through the middle. There we go. Get the chains moving. Maybe a little bit of momentum, a confidence boost. Gonna have to play with a little tempo. Every possession, every play is gonna count here as we try to mount a comeback. This ball is handed to big Aiden Daniels. Gain of 4. Seeing a little bit of a surge now. Maybe that first down there. We'll get this offensive line going.
Brought down by number 81, Andrew Pozachowski. Gain of 4 in the play brings up second down and 6.
This offensive line working all summer in the weight room. Maybe we're looking for these pulling guards, looking for these counters. A pulling guard, John Klein pulling. Gonna find Aguilera on a short little dump pass.
Szymanski's pass is complete to Anthony Aguilera.
Short, Grosse Pointe South comes out of there with the ball. But Aguilera was taken to the ground first. That was just a gain of about 1 or 2 on that throw.
Wyatt Hefner on the stop.
So usually when we see that play action by Szymanski or a Lakeview quarterback, he rolls back. Usually rolls right or left. Has a couple guys, a short, a medium, a deep option. Got to give him time to find his open receiver. That time it was Aguilera, but wasn't able to break a tackle. Szymanski to Eric Simmons through the middle.
The ball carrier for the Huskies.
Not much room there. That's going to bring up a 4th down.
Jackson Rybicki on that tackle.
And lots of punts tonight on the foot of Medvedik. Doesn't look like inside Blue Devil territory that they're going to try to punt and put them deep. They are down 3 touchdowns. Start thinking about, with about 4:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter, that you basically got to score on each possession here. Make every opportunity inside the opponent territory count. And we got a timeout by the Huskies. 4th down play. Coach Threet wants to talk it over. Probably didn't want to spend that timeout, but understands the importance of this play. These two teams are, looks like they battled the last couple years to be atop the MAC White. If they stay in the MAC White, this is going to be a battle for years to come. Right now, Grosse Pointe South has been the team to beat in the MAC White. They've won this division the last 2 years since joining the MAC White. Haven't lost a division game in the MAC White. Lakeview gave them a run last year. Could have won that game on the last possession. Ran out of time inside the 10-yard line. Tonight, a little bit of a different story. The offense has been really slow to move the ball here. This play is essential. 4th down and 3.5 from the 37 of Grosse Pointe South. Szymanski to Harris, trying to find a block, staying on his feet. Not going to get there. It's not a good sign when Harris is running into the back of his linemen who are being stuffed at the line. You're used to seeing there being a nice gap there, him shoot through that gap and then use that bounce cut and maybe break one out to the outside. Haven't seen that tonight. That's going to be a turnover on downs for the Huskies. 4:18 to go in the third. If you want a shot to win this game, probably need to get Grosse Pointe South off the field relatively quickly here. Can't let them do one of those 7-8 minute drives, picking up tons of first downs. Got to make some plays here. They love to start their drives off with that pitch right, trying to follow those three receivers. That time there was good pursuit on the edge. Ramon Myatt was able to get in the backfield and blow that play up. Much needed tackle for loss there. Haven't seen many of those tonight. Good play by Ramon Myatt. Good sure tackle there. Grosse Pointe South in no hurry. The coaching staff knew that this Grosse Pointe South team was well balanced, had a bunch of good athletes. It's a reason why they haven't lost in the MAC White. We've been watching tape here. They've now seen the playbook here by Grosse Pointe South. Looking for a Husky to make a play. Fake pitch right. Lupo's got a lot of room to his left. He's going to keep this ball himself. He's going to find a hole. He's going to thread through the middle there. He's going to put his head down and gain 20 yards. That pitch, fake pitch to the right. Lots of defenders, linebackers followed the fake pitch. Peeled back against the pitch. Ran left. Had the option to pass, but man, he had nothing but green in front of him. He was easily able to pick up 10 yards. Split some secondary, gain another 10. Good run by Lupo. Coming to the sideline to get the calls from offensive coordinator Ray Filippic. See that blocking back number 2. Kind of like a fullback look.
Timeout on the field called by the Blue
Grosse
Devils.
Pointe South.
That is their first timeout of the
Didn't
half.
like the way they were lined up there, so they call a timeout. Going to talk it over. Well, it's week 7 here. And I've said it before, you know, we still got a shot here. This is a huge game for the MAC White. We have 2 games to come in the upcoming weeks. Next week is an away game against our crosstown rival, Lakeshore. Lakeshore, always a tough game. Doesn't matter what the records are. That game's going to be a battle. I know the boys are looking forward to that. The fans are looking forward to that. They end the year away game against Berkeley. Looking to get to 6 wins to get in the playoffs, but this is the one they want. This is the game that would get them in the playoffs and secure a MAC White championship. Number 5, up the middle, Matt Agnon.
Matt Agnon, the ball carrier.
Looks like he's going to get stuff for nothing, but he is able to just keep his legs going. Eventually gets a couple yards. Good hard run by Agnon.
Corey Pendleton on the tackle for the Huskies.
Corey Pendleton in there for the tackle. 5'7", Corey Pendleton. Always in there, making plays. It's not about the size. This team's got a lot of grit, shall I say. Well, they got to dig down deep here and find that grit. Got to get off the field. Grosse Pointe South milking every second of this play clock. Out of the pistol, got the blocking back number 2. Ball's handed, following that blocking back. Good job by the defensive line. Big Devin Watkins. Who else is in there? Gary Winston.
Joe Michelati.
Just way to fill that hole by Gary Winston. First-year start, the senior, first-year starter at linebacker. Been waiting for his time to shine. He's had an incredible year. His team has had an incredible year. Looking for an incredible comeback. 3rd down and 7. 3 receivers right. Pistol formation. 1 receiver left. Will they throw? That all go looks. All the tight end on it. Lupo's going to keep it himself.
Lupo on the quarterback, keep close to first down. Let's see where they mark it.
He's got a little bit of juke and jive in him. He's good decisions. You know, they're sending these receivers basically deep, that tight end on a crossing route. If Lupo doesn't see what he wants to see, he's tucking it and running. Getting outside the tackle box. He runs hard. Tall quarterback. Here comes that quick to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback sneak. Push the quarterback from behind. Philadelphia Eagle special. 4th time tonight. It's tough to stop. It's just tough to stop when you got big offensive linemen and all you need is a yard. Fall forward. It used to be illegal at some levels to shove your quarterback from behind. They changed that rule a few years ago. At the high school level, it's definitely legal. So you get all that momentum. If you only need one, Grosse Pointe South is picking up that one pretty easy. We're down to 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Doesn't look like Grosse Pointe South is going to try to run a play here. So they're going to take it to the 4th quarter. Hey, I've seen it happen before. I've watched enough football to know that 3 touchdowns, 3 scores can be done. Oh, there's an animal on the field. What is that? We got a bunny rabbit on the field. What do we got there, Chris Kopke? We got a bunny on the loose. Well, little rabbit's foot. Maybe good luck for the Huskies. We need something here. We need some sort of good luck. Grosse Pointe South has been able to move the ball every time they've gotten the ball. Slow and steady. They haven't had any huge plays other than that 1 touchdown pass, which was an 11-yard touchdown pass, but they've been able to pick up yards and chunk yards and chunk yards. Coach 3, Coach Kalea, Coach Cannell. Oh, they're pleading for their guys to make a play. We got a bunny on the field, folks.
There's a cottontail on the field.
Sitting on the 40-yard line. Right there in the middle of the field. Luckily, the ball's at the other 35-yard line. Grosse Pointe South fans are loving even the players here. They're loving the rabbit. Uh-oh. There we go. Get the camera on the bunny. You two be ready. Here it goes. Let's get him. The white hat. Mr. Official. What's he going to do? The crowd is loving it. Oh, and he's gone. He's at the 35. He's at the 20. The 15. The 10. The 5. Touchdown! Hey! Oh, you got to love high school football. Now he's just chilling in the end zone. Keep running, buddy. He's got nowhere to go. The Grosse Pointe South players loving it. The fans are loving it. Oh, whoever's saying. Little Aiden Zaborowski over there. God knows what he's going to do. He's a son of boss man, athletic director Sean Zaborowski. Bunny making his way over to the Grosse Pointe South. Oh, we got a real football game going on. Okay, back at it. Gaining nothing. Agnon gets nothing there. Okay. Got a little excitement now. Can Lakeview build off the bunny? This would be like, what was it? What was it for the Detroit Tigers a few years ago? They had the rally monkey. This bunny is back on the field. A little rally bunny back to the 40-yard line. Referee doesn't see it. Good. I'm going to try to watch the game here. Lupo, the bunny's making his way towards the offensive backfield. He's a deep set running back. Lupo back to pass. Good pressure by Asaghetti off the left side. Rolling left, has nobody. No receiver anywhere out there.
Intended for the sideline.
Are we not calling intentional grounding? He was outside there. Okay, outside of the pocket. That ball went past the line of scrimmage. Good call. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Smart play by Lupo to get rid of that ball. Had nobody. Will Grosse Pointe South keep this ball on the ground? One receiver out right. One receiver out left. Heavy package up front. Lupo from the pistol. Drops back to pass. Looking right. Slings it out to number 1. Just outside of his reach. That ball's going to fall incomplete. Stop the clock. Bring down a 4th down and 10. Inside Lakeview territory. Decision for the Grosse Pointe South head coach. Do you punt and try to pin him deep? Up 3 scores. Do you try to pick up another 1st down? Looks like Lupo's going to run back out to the huddle, call a play. If you are the Lakeview Huskies with 11 minutes on the clock, this is a must to knock this ball down and get off the field. 2 receivers right, 2 left. 1 back. Lupo rolling right. Good pressure by Devin Watkins. Good pressure. Finding number 1. Mayat misses a tackle. And Lupo hits number 1.
And the game is enough for a Blue Devil
Vince
first down.
Vachon, and he's going to pick up a 1st down. Had him rolling right, had the pressure.
Down to the Husky 19-yard line.
Kyle Gorman
First down and
chasing
10.
down Lupo. Lupo was able to make a nice throw. You wonder if the defensive back would have just kind of settled and shoved him out of bounds on the catch instead of trying to make a tough tackle. You know, just kind of balance himself, but Vachon made a nice play. And here we go. Grosse Pointe South is still in business.
Ball carrier for the Blue Devils.
Now they're going to go back to running that ball up the middle. Time is ticking. Lakeview seemingly has had the ball very, very little this game. Be interested to see that time of possession. I got to imagine it's about 80% Grosse Pointe South, 20% Lakeview, if not more. So many plays being run. This defense has got to be tired. They got to try to strip this ball. They got to try to intercept this ball. We need this ball back without going down another score. Bad snap. Bounces right back up for Lupo. Flag down. Lupo's got a man, number 4. He throws it over to number 4, slings it over to Byron Hurd. Sorry, not Byron Hurd, Michelotti. He's able to make something out of this crazy play. We do have a holding. Play was kind of doomed from the start. Bad snap. Lupo had to roll right. Was able to have a lot of time, but there was a hold on the play, so that'll back him up 10.
897 980 897 980.
Could go for a interception here, gentlemen. Where's that Keontae Wolf when you need him? Corian Lattimore, Jason Messenger, one of these secondary players.
Once again, the winning number is 89798.
It's one of those times in the game where you almost got to preach, get after the ball. We need the ball back. It's not just about stopping them here. We need the ball back. We need to make a defensive play. Grosse Pointe South working into the wind. You can see some of the debris blowing across the field, right into the face of Grosse Pointe South. 9:32 on the clock. The clock will snap. Oh, here comes the bunny, right into the backfield. Stops. Lupo, pitch left. Not much room over there for Michelotti.
Joe Michelotti, the ball carrier for the Blue Devils.
This crowd here for Lakeview, they've been waiting all night to have something to cheer about. Neon night here at Lakeview, the student section in neon. They know the importance, as was talked about in school today. Championship game. This game has been won so far by the balanced offense of the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils. It is 3rd down and 16, maybe 17. If they put this ball in the air, got to make a play. Bunny running through the back of the end zone now. Looks like he's in a safe place. Lupo rolling right, looking right, has a man open over the outstretched arm of number 21. And that's a touchdown for Vince Vachon. Number 21, Brady Pope, was trying to make a play on the ball, cut himself a little bit short, jumped maybe a half a second too early, and it just went over his fingertips. It looked like Vashon was open, and then the throw wasn't totally perfect. It looked like Pope was maybe going to intercept that ball. Ended up being a pretty nice throw. Vashon in the end zone, giving Grosse Pointe South a 27-0 lead, pending the extra point. The ball is blocked by probably David Osseghetti. That seems to be what he does. Get his hands on punts, get his hands on kicks. Something to cheer about, but it's 27-0 in this championship battle with only 8:18 on the clock. Well, Coach 3 talking to his guys over there. Big week coming up for Lakeview. Big Powder Puff game coming up on Tuesday night. Lakeview senior girls will take on the Lakeshore senior girls here at Lakeview, 7 o'clock kick. They've had 4 practices, gonna have a 5th practice next week, the day before the big game. Man, the wind is blowing here at Richard Black Stadium. The girls are ready to go. Quarterback Jordan Yesback and her 74 teammates will take on the Shoreans. That'll kickstart a week where then our boys football program will take on Lakeshore throughout the week with the final game on Friday. The boys varsity traveling to Lakeshore to take on the Shoreans on 13 Mile. Wind is really blowing. That ball got blown off the tee. Don't want to look ahead to next week, but this game is, oh no. Tried a squib kick. That ball looked like it ricocheted right off of number 28 in Daniels. Looked like he tried to get out of the way so that ball could scoot through. It bounced off the hip of Aiden Daniels. Bounced right back towards the Grosse Pointe South players. That ball traveled 12 yards, hit Daniels. Easy recovery by the Grosse Pointe South. Don't know if they were trying to kick it onside. Just looked like they were trying to kick a squib kick, probably avoid kicking it deep to Brandon Harris. And the Huskies just can't get off the field tonight defensively. Once again, the Huskies defense is going to have to take the field, probably pretty darn tired. Grosse Pointe South trying to just run the last few minutes off this clock. Ball's probably going to stay on the ground. See if we can get some tackles for loss. Lupo through the middle. That's the type of thing you usually see Lakeview do here. Picking up these chunk runs. Power run through the middle, gain of 5. It's been like that all night. Got a lot of people who always ask me, why do teams run it right up the middle? Why do teams run it right up the middle? Well, gaining 5 yards on first down really opens your playbook. Not that Grosse Pointe South needs it to be open here, but that's a great first down gain. It's what Lakeview usually does. You're talking about how they have 3 ball carriers, usually average around 8 yards per carry. Just weren't able to get them loose tonight. Just weren't able to stay on the field. Grosse Pointe South trying to use every second off this clock. We got a flag here on the near side. Again, a power run up the middle for about 4. We'll see what the call is.
Van Agnon, ball carrier. Illegal formation against
Legal formation on
back 'em up 5.
Grosse Pointe South. Gonna back them up 5.
Make it 2nd down and 10.
Crowd still trying to yell the "Oh, you can't do that" chant. However, crowd has been waiting for something to cheer about. Here we have Grosse Pointe South. Clock is rolling. 7 minutes to go. Up 4 scores. 28-0. Unfamiliar situation for some of these Lakeview Huskies. Gonna have to finish. Play to the final horn here. Got 2 big games to end the year. If nothing changes here, this will put Grosse Pointe South at 6-1, 5-0 in the division. We play 5 division games. If nothing changes, Lakeview would move to 5-2, 4-1 in the division. They finish in second place. Need 6 wins to get into the state playoffs. Again, a crosstown rivalry game next week against Lakeshore. That's always going to be a battle. Game against Berkeley, somebody kind of an unfamiliar opponent outside of the Macomb Conference, Berkeley, to end the season. So you definitely want to finish this game playing the right way. You know Coach Threet and his staff, that they preach playing every play, doing your job, fundamentals. Do have an injured Husky down. Haven't seen many injuries tonight. Damien's going to run out on the field. Want to keep your guys as healthy as possible moving into week 8. You wonder if this game might have felt a little different if Gavin McKee was out there. Gavin McKee on a healthy foot. Still, the run game wasn't there. Jimmy Szymanski had an incredible game last week. Made some incredible plays. Just weren't able to establish a run game. Because we weren't able to establish that run game, only threw a few passes. Couldn't move the chains on those short passes. And it's been just, I think we have 2 first downs with only 5 minutes and change to play in this game. So if you followed Lakeview football is known for having long fields and picking up chunk, and first down, and eventually punching it in. Good to see our Lakeview player get up. That's Corey Pendleton. Looks like he's got a lower leg injury. Hobbling off.
The injured Husky.
Need to have him healthy for next week. But we just haven't been able to see that drive by Lakeview where they pick up first down after first down. In fact, it's been the exact opposite tonight. Grosse Pointe South. Grosse Pointe South has been in a lot of 3rd and 4th down situations. It's not like they've been moving the ball effortlessly on 1st and 2nd down. It's just they've been able to convert on 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. Definitely been able to convert on 4th and short. Here we go, another 4th and short. 4th and 3. They are going to go for it. Let's see if we can get off the field here. New quarterback in for Grosse Pointe South. Or it looks like a wildcat formation. Number 4, Michelotti. See if he's just going to run this ball himself. Yep, there it is. Running power to the right. He's going to get stuffed at the line, but he's going to keep fighting.
Michelotti, the ball carrier for the
He's going to keep fighting, and immediate call. Man, they're not even going to measure this thing. They just want to move the chains. Michelotti out of that wildcat look, took it himself, ran right. They'll bring Lupo back in. Stuffed at 2 yards, but he kept fighting, kept his legs moving. Fell forward another 2 yards, got the 4 yards, and once again a 4th down conversion by the Blue Devils. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. Kind of a, I won't say a fullback look, pistol with a lead blocker, number 2. Usually they run it right off of his backside. So it's been a great season here with lots of ups and downs. We've had some big wins. We've had moments where we've been struggling. That Stevenson game, if you were here in week 2, there was a tough loss to Stevenson. We scored late to avoid the shutout. Stevenson had their way with us in week 2. We've played incredible football since then, the 4 weeks since then. Here we are, having a tough one here against Grosse Pointe South in a big game. Now this game, you came in as the underdog. You can see why Grosse Pointe South used to be in the MAC red. Now they play in the MAC white. Just a well-balanced team. We knew this would be a battle. It's been a battle. Thing is, there's still a lot more football left to play.
Brought down by number 30, Devin Watkins. Loss on the
This
play.
game might not go our way, but the Huskies have postseason aspirations. They're going to have to regroup this week in the month of October. Football weather, they're going to have to come together, put their plan together to take on the Shoreans. Shoreans playing the MAC Gold. I believe they're 2-4 heading into tonight. I could be wrong. They might be 3-3. I think they might be 2-4. So I think Lakeview will probably be the favorite, but we were the favorite last week, had a battle against L'Anse Creuse. High school football is not really about favorites, and you got to play the game. This game on paper was supposed to be a lot closer. It is 4th down, and for the second time tonight, I believe, Grosse Pointe South is sending out the punt team. Haven't had a punt too often. 2 minutes and 20 left in the game. Crowd is kind of filing out over there, the Lakeview crowd. Spirit Week next week in the school. We got Spirit Weeks for homecoming. Then we got Spirit Weeks for rivalry week. So it's going to be a big week. Got to turn our emotions around. It's been a privilege to be up here in the booth this season. Coach 3 asked me if I'd like to do a little play-by-play. Never done it in my life. Joined by Al Gulick in week 2. Joined by a good friend and former coach, Matt Baranka, last week. A couple weeks I wasn't up here. Coach Scarcelli on the play-by-play. Thank you to Mr. John up here, Mr. John Fox and his YouTube channel for providing this equipment. Kind of cool to have a high school game with a play-by-play and a color commentator. It was just me tonight. Sorry about so much of me talking. Hopefully we can maybe get a home playoff game, and maybe I'll be back up here before we close out this stadium. Again, Richard Black Stadium. Stadium's not going anywhere, but you'll have a nice new turf, I think, next football season. Nice new track, new seats. The visitor side will become the home side, seating for 3,000. The home side will be the visitor side. Got a fumbled snap here. Oh, that ball is bouncing all around. It's going to be scooped up by Grosse Pointe South. That ball somehow popped around like popcorn. And you know, this is just kind of not the way you want to end it.